Yeah, good day everyone. So I won't be I won't be saying much, because the things I just need to explain right now is like the trades I took this week that just passed now. So I'll just like explain on why I entered the trade, reason I left, I went out from the trade. That's the reason I stopped out, or I took out the profit, or maybe I closed out from the trade. Then reason I did a confirmation on the trade. Then reason for the trade direction. That's all I'll be doing today. So I don't even know the topic of I'll give this, but don't worry, I'll find topic. But let's move on. So on the last video, I made explain of market structure, stuff like that. Then on the previous one, I made a video of psychology and discipline. On the first one, I talked on directional bias. Then this one is just summary of everything I like in those three videos. Then this is it for this video now. So this one now is I'm just gonna like give a layman explanation, nothing really serious, but just for a better understanding. Yeah, all these things now I want to explain here is something a lot of you do all the time, but there's always what a mistake. Yeah, you are just what portray. So now under this video now, I'll start from the market structure. Or first of all, let me start from the directional bias. Okay. So okay, let's continue. So now let me start first of all. Now remember I said during my looking out for my directional bias stuff like that, I just like well go to the higher time frame, draw my trend line, stuff like that, just for me to be sure. Okay, first of all now look, now this is a long trade buy here on gold. On this weekly, even the monthly is what it has been, what the bias has been, what buy. Okay, now this is it. How do you continue what the trend or the direction of what the market? So this is it now. I go to my daily time frame now. Okay, this now is even this one sef, I have the before of this. Yeah, I have the before. Yeah, I have the after as well of this. This is a breaker block. Starting from here now, price what took out a high from here, above from here. This is what price did, what came back over here now. Look at price came back over here. But if you check on lower time frame on this chart here, which is not going to play because well, it's been a long gone. There's what a retracement over here. So there's what a liquidity. There's a liquidity over here as well. There's a liquidity over here that made price well. This is what, but leave that aside. Let's continue. So our price use this body of the breaker block over here. So now what happened next? Price what pull up. First of all, remember I always say I use my trend line to figure out where the price is going. Yeah. So this is it. This is it. Yeah. So this is it. So now once I'm done with that, I go to like 4 hours time frame. So on my 4 hours time frame now, price was supposed to what? Tapped on this zone you're seeing here. This zone I mark out over here since price has not what come to this zone. So what will I do? Okay, price continue buying. So now this line, trend line I have here now has been here for a long time, long time, to the longest of the longest. So hopefully one day price is going to still what's come to respect that other block that you're seeing over there. So now let's continue. So now I'm seeing what am I saying? Whenever I spot out my directional bias, what will I be looking for? I'll be looking for what? My liquidity. Know where your liquidity is. Okay. So now This is my liquidity. How is this my liquidity? Price came down over here. Let me make it bold. Make it bold. So price came down over here. Price came down over here, tapped on what this breaker block you're seeing here. That's the week of the breaker block from the 4 hours time frame over here. Whereas price came down over here, there's another block over here which is unmitigated. What is an unmitigated? Unmitigated is something that has not what been tapped or been used before. You feel me? So that's it. So now let's move on. So now once I spot my liquidity, I say okay, this is my liquidity. What did price do? Price created another high. Taking out this high you're seeing here over here, this one now is now what? A liquidity you're seeing here. And there's another block over here that you're seeing. This is another block. There is another block over here, which you can still call breaker block because on lower time frame is as well a breaker block, but on a higher time frame like this is an what? Is an other block. So now, first of all, because we're on higher time frame, let's call it another block. So now there's other block over here. What the price was? The price what took out this liquidity, tapped on this other block. What the price do? Price what start selling over here. So since price started selling, price is supposed to take out this low you're seeing here, which was the liquidity. Opposite to what liquidity, price did not do it. What the price do? Price just what tapped on it, creating what equal low liquidity over here. Then what the price do? Price moved up. Instead of price take out this high, what price did not do it. So now this one now becomes what break structure over here, becomes what a valid order block you're seeing over here. Then what the price? The price triggers the other block and price will start selling to take out what this equal low liquidity over here you're seeing. Targeting what? After liquidity, your POI should be the one nearest to your liquidity, which is what this other block you're seeing here now. Good. So now, for example, now if price was to what? Start buying, taking out, buying, did not respect this zone, continue buying. There's a probability that there's one time. That's one thing about trading. If because you miss entry today does not mean that price trade is not going to come back to your entry. There's what we call structural liquidity. Structural liquidity is the terms whereby the first liquidity you had before, then price left for so long, then price will come back to take out that structural liquidity that's been laying down for months or for days or for weeks. Then once price takes out that structural liquidity, then price will, you see sudden spike. Pia, price will continue buying toward the normal direction of the market. So now let's continue. So now in this situation whereby I've gotten my liquidity over here. This is my liquidity. This is what a break of structure you're seeing here, and this is what an order block, unmitigated order block. So now let's break it down. How was I able to spot out this liquidity for this sell? First of all, let's start from this sell first of all. Okay, this is it. I go to my remember this 4 hours time frame, so let's break it down. Because me, if you look at my time frame, you see that what I'm a multi-time frame trader. I check everywhere, so what I won't be left out. Even sometimes I do go to my MT5 to check out on my 20 minutes time frame, 6 minutes time frame, 10 minutes, 12 minutes time frame, stuff like that. Just because of what I don't want to be what left out in the charts. That is it. So let's continue. Let's continue. So this is it now. Remember I said on the previous video, I said whenever price comes down like this now, for example, this you're seeing here now, this was the low that gave this high. This was the low. This low now that gave this high that you're seeing over here now. And if you check, it's broke structure over here. Let me take out this thing over here you're seeing here. Reduce this one over here. So let me make it clear. This is it. This low you're seeing here gave this high. You're seeing here this low. So now this is a break of structure. Now you can see. So now this low now you're seeing here gave this high. Okay. So since this low gave this high over here, what will I call it? First of all, this was my shift. So whenever you see your shift, the first pullback, this is the first pullback. This is the first pullback. Triggering what? The breaker block you're seeing right over here. So boom, price did what we call a massive sell. Boom, price sold down. Pia, price sold down massively, sold down. What will I do? I'll just mark out what my. I'll just mark out that impulsive that price gave, that first pullback price gave. I'll just mark it out straight. Then be waiting for it. Any day price will come back. So now look at it on 4 hours time. This is it. Mark it out. So you see, notice when the price gave that structural liquidity. This is on June 25. So now when the price come back to meet it, price came back on June 25, equivalent to what? 1 month. So that is something I want you all to understand. Whenever price gives a structural liquidity stuff like that, price is definitely going to come back, take it out, and trigger what? The other block over there, and what? Start what? Buying. So now let's continue now. This is it. So now wondering how I took out the other block stuff like that. So this is it. Price what? Broke structure here. Broke structure here. So what will I do? I mark out from the body to here. You're saying. But that I draw it out over here, you're seeing here. That's what my POI. This is what we call POI. That's point of interest. So now if you mark out your point of interest, this is left for you to know what if the SL was good for you or the SL is not good for you. If the SL is not good for you, you do what we call confirmation entry, which is whereby what price comes. Let me take it to 15 minutes time frame. This is it. This is what we call confirmation entry. Whereas price what triggers what the POI over here that you're saying. So now price what triggers your POI you're seeing down up here. Then what do you do expect? You expect what price to what to pull down to give what a confirmation before you enter. So this is it now. Price came down over here. You're saying created this place now. It's let me remove this stuff. You see it where. uh Remember, this is the low that gave the high. This is the low that gave the high over here. PM good. This is what we call what MSS you're seeing here. This is the MSS you're seeing here. So what the price do? Price use the breaker block you're seeing here to what to sell. And whenever price uses the breaker block to sell, target the next point of interest over there as what your next selling to continue the trend, which is what your either your another next of another breaker block or maybe another block. In this case, there's no other breaker block again up here. So now there's another block over here, which if you mark out this one over here, gives you what another block over here. So what will you do? Let me go down below so you see it where. So this is it. This is it. So this is it. So what will you do since price gave out? You mark out now, okay, this is now my what liquidity over here. And remember, I always use this word. Once price gives you MSS, it will definitely give you a break of structure. So before the liquidity, this is what a break of structure over here. I thought this on the last video on market structure. But let's continue. So now, price use this one what to take out this low. Good. It's no longer valid anymore. Price came back up, tapped on this zone, came down again. Now what's price supposed to do? Take out this equal high liquidity you're seeing over here, tap on this what other block you're seeing over here. Once price tapped on the other block, what is price supposed to do? Boom, price supposed to what? Drop down over here. Price supposed to what? Drop down over here, you're saying. Taking out what? The initial low, that's continue the trend, because that's what a 4 hours order block. That's not just anyhow order block. Whenever you use another block from 4 hours, expect a long term bias. So currently, to me now, this gold is bearish. I don't know about you. Everybody is different. You understand? I could still be wrong at the same time, but I'm just saying in my own words, in my own way of learning, or the way I learned mine. So now, since this thing happened over here now, and price has well been obeying this stuff like this. Okay, this is it now. Okay. Coming, coming, coming. So coming. Good. So now let me do something for you all to understand. So now a lot of people now might maybe start buying from somewhere here, somewhere this zone. Maybe people buy from here. Some people are already buying from here. Just do whatever you know how to do best. That's just the thing. The thing there is for all of us to win. This is not a competition something, yeah. So but at the same time, let's all what be guided. So this is that for this one now on gold. You understand? Let me go to another pair. I just hopefully you all will understand. See, whatever happens on a higher time frame always happens on a lower time frame. Same thing. Same thing I explained in this place over here. Same thing I explained over here too at the same time. So that is it. So now let's move on to the next, which is what someone asked me this stuff again. He said how was I able to navigate this? Initially, me, I don't like this pair. Even till now, I don't like the pair, but what will I do? I just need to do some explanation, because if you check on my ex Twitter, you actually see a screenshot about this trade here there. So now let's start. First of all, what did I understand in this chart? That was price has been what? Bullish here. Then suddenly price was started selling over here now, coming down. What did I understand? Price change character over here. Price change character over here. What the price came down, tap on this other block over here, push up again. But this pushing up, it did not take out this high over here, which is this. Let me mark it out. Price did not take out this high. Price did not take out this high over here now. So since price did not take out this high, what am I doing? Okay, I say okay, let me first of all see the reason where the price tapped. I checked. Okay, price tapped on this breaker block over here and said, since price sell down, price did not want to take out this low as well over here. This is it. Price did not take out the high and the low. So now, what am I expecting now? Okay, look out. What has price been doing internally? That's what price doing inside the chart. You use this trend line, mark out like this. Okay, this is a trend line liquidity. Because if you're to know about liquidity, if you are to know more about liquidity, you know that there's types of liquidity. You know is there's trendline liquidity, there's equal high and equal low liquidity, there is range liquidity, and there's structural liquidity. Okay, so that's that. So now um what did I do? I marked out what this trend line liquidity you're seeing, what price keeps bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. That's what a trend line liquidity. So now, what did you see here again now? There is no what? After this liquidity, there is no APY over here. There's no POI over here. Because one thing I learned about this USD, JPY, and USD card is you always see your entry or you only see a POI at 3 hours time frame. Your POI will always be on 3 hours time frame. I don't know how it works, but this is something me I've studied time to time. For example, look at this 3 hours now. This is the same thing that happened here. Look at other block over here. Brought the price to price came to what tap into the other block over here. This is something you will learn by yourself. I'm just telling you all the way me because everybody learns from their mistake. I don't know about you all. So this is it now. So now whenever price is about to trigger on this pair, I've noticed it. POIs are always on 3 hours time frame. I don't know how it was, but this is something I studied myself and I was able to understand it myself. So now what the price do, there's another block over here. You mark the other block out, price triggers the other block over here you're seeing here. So now this price triggering this other block now, you're supposed to know what for those waiting for confirmation stuff, because this pair is all about consolidation and coming back to entry stuff like that. Yeah, so this is it. Because if you notice this place happen, price triggered over here, and this pair moves with news. That's one thing about this pair. I don't used to trade this pair like that, guy. But at the same time, let me continue because I know a lot of people do trade this pair. So now price triggered this zone over here. Once price spike, came that back again, trigger it again before price continue moving up. So now let me explain this better now. Let me go down to um. Can you see what I was saying? Can you see what I was saying? This is it. This is a 2 hours time frame. And now if you start using this 2 hours or that block you're saying here now, let me check if it's it. Yeah. See this 2 hours other block over here now. See with spread, this thing will not even trigger you. With spread, it won't trigger you. So this is it. But you see, with 3 hours, you were balanced inside the chart already. So this is it now. Price gave this high over here now. Price gave this high over here now. So this is the trend line liquidity. What's price supposed to do? Trigger the breaker, but this breaker block is not breaking. It's not showing any valid sign, stuff like that. Because what there's a liquidity over here you're saying here, which is what this is the initial break that price did over here, which was this you're saying here. This is the initial break price did, and price came back to it over here, which is what this is now what the structural liquidity, first liquidity you're seeing here. So this first liquidity, whenever price wants to take it out, price will just come, do as if you want to buy on it. Then before you know, price will now drop. Whenever a structural liquidity is being created, price will do as if you want to buy on it. Will just make signs that he wants to buy before you know it will just drop down, trigger this main entry over here. Then we'll start buying over here that you're saying. So now that is that for this. So now let's move on to the next. So this is it now. Um for you to continue a trend over here now, this is the price broke out this place you're saying here. What will you do? Over here, what will you do? You mark out this zone you're seeing here, which is what the breaker block you're seeing over. Let me go to more lower time room to explain better. So this is it. Remember, I said this trade is full of what? Consolidation, always coming back to entry. And if you want to move, news pushes the market for this type of pair. Yeah. So this is it now. Price coming back to here. You already marked out this breaker block. Even though price wants to come back, price will only consolidate on this breaker block before it moves. And me, if I'm to trade this pair, I will always be on 3 hours time frame, because if you say you want to be on this 15 minutes time frame, see, this pair will just manipulate your mental health to the extent that you will regret trading this pair. So that's why I do make my entry on 3 hours time frame you're seeing here over here. So I always stick to 3 hours time frame. Whatever I'm doing, I stay on 3 hours time frame. Anything price wants to do, let it do. I'm on 3 hours time frame. So that's it. So now what will I be targeting? I'm targeting the high over here. That this is the first high, even though I know that there's still another high over here. But first of all, let's do with what we call draw on liquidity. What is draw on liquidity? That's what the opposite direction of the chart, which is on the first liquidity of the chart. So that is it for this one. Okay. So now let's move to the next. Which one am I having here again? Coming. Okay, let me move to PTC. BTC. Yeah. So this is my BTC here. Remember, I always say that once prices are moving, stuff like that, you need to what know the direction of the market, which is what price has initially been on uptrend over here for a very long time, which everybody is aware fundamentally. News or even Donald Trump talking anything, you know what price has what been bullish. But once one thing about the chart is once price has bought for a very long time, price will want to just make some kind move, sell, then continue buying back up again. So me now, this is what I did. Remember, whenever I'm trading, I always add on what the past, what has happened before. Let's start. This is it. This is the time 30 minutes time frame now. Okay. So now let me explain more. Oh no, my network is pulling. Okay. 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 I think it's 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes. Yeah, this is it. So let's start from here now. What did price do? Price came down over here. Bought to this high you're seeing here, this high, long high you're seeing here. Okay, price now came down, retested on this one breaker block you're seeing here. Good. Remember, after price take out breaker block, it will always be an order block or any other breaker block that is there. Good. That one is those topics are different. Liquidity topic is a very, very, very big topic because if you start teaching about liquidity, it takes hours to explain liquidity in details, one after the other. Another thing again is what point of interest, which is what order block, breaker block, second breaker block, and reclaim zone, reclaim order block, stuff like that. That is what another topic. You understand? So now, this is what a breaker block, stuff like that. So now, prior to test on this breaker block, is what's another block over here, which you are seeing here. There's another block over here. Okay, there's another block over here. There's another block over here. Good. So now, what the price do? Price what triggers this other block over here. But then, if you notice, one thing you should always be observant about is whenever price triggers a zone and push, if price did not take out the opposite high liquidity over here, just know that what price is going to what come down to take out the low over here with what a lot of what consolidation stuff like that. So just carry it in mind whenever you're taking a trade and price did not take out that high, just come misbehave, start coming down, just know it's going to take out the low. Once price has already what given lots of consolidation on the entry point, just like this one, it triggers there, it went up, it came down again, trigger, it went up, it came down again, trigger. So just bear that in mind. First of all, this thing is something we learn every day, we learn by ourselves. This one is not everybody know. Nobody will teach you this. Yeah, you're never going to be taught about this. This is what someone what learns from their own mindsets. Then that's it. You learn by yourself at the same time. Even though you've been taught one or two or everything, always go to the YouTube, study by yourself. This is the way it's being done to grow every day. So this is it. Now let's continue. So price triggers this other block over here. You're saying price gave this high over here. Remember what I always say, whenever price creates what there's always what a liquidity to back. A price broke this structure over here. This is the first pullback over here. So price pushed up over here, creating what liquidity over here. Now what the price tapped on this zone that you're seeing here, which is what a breaker block over here, or you can still call it what a failed order block over here. So that is the price. We'll use it to what to sell. What the price? Price started selling over here. Uh price start selling over here came down. What is price then creating what another break of structure to the downside over here, telling you that what this trade now has changed bias to downtrend for the meantime. I don't know how long it's gonna sell to, but I'm just what's being technically what good on this. So remember, BTC is something that what once somebody puts money, it push, it pumps. When somebody removes money, what it drop dramatically. That's one thing about BTC. That's crypto. It's not as if it's a foreign currency pair stuff like that, or indices stuff, or even maybe synthetic. No, this is what crypto is. People's investors' money that pushes crypto. So let's leave that and continue. So now there's something here that happened here on 3 hours time frame. Let me take it up again for you all to see. So now price took out this liquidity over here, triggers this zone, came down over here. What the price do, creating what another block over here you're seeing. Good. Look at the way price created this other block. Push, boom, came down. Price push again, boom, came down before it now creates this other block you're seeing. Okay, good. What did price do? Price came down over here, broke the structure over here. You're seeing pull back up over here, came down again, break another structure over here. This thing is something that keeps happening in the market. This one is the internal structure I'm explaining. So now this internal structure price came back over here, created MSS, came back here, created breakout structure. Look at the liquidity over here. This is another other block, unmitigated other block. It has never been tapped. What the price? The price came back to create the same structure you're seeing here over here. Boom, long week before creating what another block over here you're seeing. Took out this liquidity, tapped on this other block, then what price will drop. Yeah, took out this low you're seeing here. Good. So what am I expecting again in the internal structure? What's price doing? Price created uh, liquidity over here that's not what tapped on this other block over here that you're seeing that is unmitigated as well. Because what I'm expecting now is since price created a market structure breakout structure to the downside, price came here, create another breakout structure to the I'm expecting price to create another breakout structure to the downside again. Remember, this can happen technically, but I don't know about if investor puts money on it because any mistake, any money stuff like that that pumped into the market, this my essay will just hit pia. They will just take me out and it will continue, but it will not respect anything. It will start respecting when another long buy has happened and people start removing their money, their profit. You understand? Remember, you are not smarter than you are not smarter than investors, you are not smarter than anybody. We are just trying to to play safe and make our own little money. Nobody's making money more than those investors. They are the really big deal in the market. So that's it. So now I'm expecting price to take out since price takes out this high over here, taps on this other block over here. What's price gonna do? Take out this low? I don't know. But it's something that I'm expecting myself. So that's it. It's not as if there's something serious again in it. So that's all for today, and hopefully you all will understand. Whenever you don't understand something, go back to that video, watch it again, watch it again, watch it again. If you don't understand, go to YouTube, search specific something you don't understand, continue watching it, or maybe you tell me in the comment section on my Twitter. I should make video on this stuff like that. Then if I see there's a lot of people on that comments saying I should make video on that, then definitely I'm going to make video about that. So that's it. So you all do well to subscribe on the channel, like, yeah, and share to your friends, stuff like share to those. Don't be greedy with knowledge. Yeah, that's it. Share to those that wishes to learn, or those that you know that they would love to, because not a lot of people that sees this video. Yeah, so if you're opportune to see this video, just kindly do to share to your friends, those that you know that would love to. So that's it. So I'm even, yeah, I'll be going off. That's all. Yeah, yeah. And we're on 500 sub. Yeah, you could just like take it to 1K. We push to the further to the next. So hopefully this week you all understand that this is the way it's being done. There's nothing else special again about this trading thing. And then I think I have another thing I wanted to say. Okay, this is the thing here. Good. Uh-huh. So this is the thing. Yeah, this one is for sell stuff like that. So now this is the thing I want you all to understand. If you notice on my chart, I left out from this trade over here. You're saying this was last week. I explained this already. So this was another thing, okay, you're seeing here. What the price? The price went up over here. Price came down over here. I said, okay, since price moves over here, I'm gonna use this to enter the trade. And why? Where did I leave? Look at it. Something you all have to understand. When to enter the market and when to leave. Okay, I left here. Reason why I left here was because of what I know that there's another block over here that breaks. There's a break of structure and a valid other block that happened there. So what did I do? I left the chart. Then that's like a good thing. Then when I left, price dropped dramatically. So that was it. So just always know when to leave the market. So look at this one again over here. I entered here on the breaker block as well. Came down over here, left at the um liquidity you're seeing here, the what the price do, boom, spike up and down, peer, a lot happened, which me I wasn't concerned because it's not my business. I'm really out of the market, so that's it. I'm always out of this one too. So just know when to enter the market and when to leave the market. That's just it, honest truth about trading. Once you know your entry and exit is good, you're good to go. So that's it. This is the liquidity I even did here, and one thing you all need to understand is that whenever you're doing you're on trade, stuff like that, you want to analyze, always make use of brokers, like different brokers to what, to check the difference, analyze on two brokers to know. Because if you check my own here, you see I'm having two good. Even sometimes I do like pull five, analyze on the five. Let it just give me the same thing, then that's it. Good to go. See this one here. So there's nothing special about this here. So that's like all. That's like all for today, yeah. So just always know your entry and exit. Target the liquidity, or you target the place you know the price must reverse from. So that's like all for today, yeah. And nothing really special. Only what's special now is that Monday is coming up. So all of us who just want to go to the market like to make money. So at the same time, if you don't see your setup, don't jump into the trade like that. Just wait till you see your setup. So you're gonna like take a quality trade that's gonna give you like more wins or more impact. That's to make you progress quick and smart, work smart. Don't just be jack of all trades, stuff like that. Always work smart. So that's it. Like you can see now, this is another broker over here. You see me analyzing on this one, analyzing on the other one, trying to be sure, stuff like that. Yeah. So that's it. Always know what to do. So that's all for today. Thanks. I really appreciate you subscribing on the channel. Well, that's giving me more courage that you all wants to learn one or two in other ways. So that's all. Bye for today. Thank you all.